So I said this a week ago. He basically fires back at everything that Drake has said tenfold. I don't think anybody thought that Kendrick would lose this, but it's pretty crazy to see how hard he's going into it. And I don't think in a million years I could have ever predicted how crazy the next 5 days would be, but I felt like I have to follow up because frankly that video aged like milk. Oh, 7 days ago me, when I thought Euphoria was the most insane thing Kendrick Lamar could do. You probably know, but if you don't know, I believe 2 days after this, Kendrick dropped 616 in LA, where he claimed he had moles in OVO and people were working for him. That was dropped in the morning. Then comes Friday night, and Drake pushes his big red button. He drops Family Matters, which was a pretty good track. It did feel like he didn't have a ton to come after Kendrick for, except for this Dave Free, his business partner, being the real father to Kendrick's son, along with allegations of Kendrick beating his wife, which has been around for a while, and I know Kendrick has addressed them in the past, so I don't know if this is something new that Drake's claiming, or if he's holding on to the old stuff that Kendrick's already talked about. But yeah, that track was mostly like a shotgun. He was still aiming at a bunch of other people, only in the end really coming at Kenny. But at that point, I think a lot of people thought Drake actually, had a leg up in this fight, and was kind of winning for a moment, but that didn't last long at all. And only like 20-30 minutes later, Kendrick released Meet the Grams, which it's crazy. I didn't record my reaction for that one, but it literally sounds like a nightmare. Like Kendrick recorded Drake's deepest nightmares. It's scary. He addresses all of Drake's family, calls him a pedo, tries to expose that he has a hidden daughter, which, for context, he has already been exposed for having a hidden son by Pusha T. So that would be something if he was doing it again. It was basically the most disrespectful, emasculating track you could make about somebody, and it's at this moment that it honestly evolved from rap beef. It's kind of crazy seeing how fast it went from like being covered by music journalists and music people online to being covered by everybody. I knew it was reaching everybody when I saw Moist Critical made a video on it. But yeah, Meet the Grams, horrifying track. At this point, it's like Kendrick won, but at what cost? Not even 24 hours later, before Drake responds at all, Kendrick drops another track, and this time it's an insane banger. I actually recorded my first reaction to this, so here's some of that.
Pull on him, extort shit, bully the flow on him. Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. To any bitch that talk to him and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him. They tell me Chubb's the only one that get your hand-me-downs, and party at the party playing with his nose now. And Baka got a weird case, why is he around? Certified lover boys, certified pedophiles. Wop, 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 wop. That fuck 'em up.
Oh,
wop,
shit.
wop. You trolling like a bitch, ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor.
No way. No, he's giving us time to dissect that one.
And this song was just the nail in the coffin. This man was dancing on his grave. Because I don't think anybody thought it could get worse after Meet the Grams. But to think he made such a catchy song about Drake being a supposed PDF file, insane. That has to be some earth-shattering damage to Drake's reputation. And I would think Drake should have taken a little more time after this to craft something, I don't know, good, but he responded the next day with The Heart Part 6, which, look, I'm aware, I'm a Kendrick fan, I love Kendrick, but hey, when it comes to the beef, there's no rules. If Drake won fair and square, I would admit it. This song, listening to it the first time, I couldn't believe my ears. It's one of the worst diss tracks I've heard in my life, probably the worst. First of all, he sounds so defeated. It's like he knows he's done, but he legally had to say something like, yo, I'm not into these young kids, okay? I'm not into Millie Bobby Brown. Oh, Kendrick didn't say Millie Bobby Brown? Oh, fuck. And he also claims in there that he fed Kendrick false information about the daughter, which that could very well be true, but I also saw so many posts of other people speculating something like that feels too much like Drake just went on Twitter or TikTok and saw some theories and was like, I'll use that. That may be true, but I'm just saying, I think any reasonable person, if that was the case, that would be a slam dunk. He could have receipts, he could have some screenshots of like the messages, anything. And with how many memes he posts, if he genuinely did something like that, he wouldn't have been on his story afterwards like, nah, who's this little girl? Show her to me. Nah, he would have been on there posting some millennial meme like and if he dumped that with the receipts and then denied the pedo stuff, he may have very well won the beef. But no, he does that and then he basically just says, nah, to all the pedo allegations, and ends the track with a spoken word bit that just, it feels sad, like he's just He's given up. I don't even want to diss you anymore, Kendrick. This is just sad. You're obviously coping with the stuff that you went through in your life, and I just feel bad for you. So I don't want to diss you anymore. That's basically how it ends. And it's funny, he posted this song, and on Twitter was like, we already know you're gonna post a song 5 minutes after this, Kendrick, so why don't you actually address some stuff this time? Which is fair, because Kendrick hasn't really addressed the beating his wife stuff or Dave Free. I don't know, the Dave Free thing to me feels so out of pocket, and just like, compared to the stuff that Kendrick's trying to throw at him, the Dave Free thing just seems like a level below that, you know, where I'm like, whatever, I don't think that's true. But as of right now, Kendrick has not responded at all, and I'm thinking that the beef might be over, which I think was his best move, because the longer people have sat with this Drake response, the more people have grown to realize how bad it is. But there's also been some stuff spreading around on like Twitter and TikTok where supposedly, I don't know if this is proven anywhere, but supposedly UMG is basically begging Kendrick to like publicly say that Drake isn't a PDF file and quit the beefing for Drake's sake. But according to this info, Kendrick has not budged. I personally think there's going to be more from Kendrick. Even though he's already won, I think he's going to come back with something else because it's just a little too open-ended. I feel like with how far he went, he has to go farther. Like if he just leaves it at that, I don't know. I think he's got to tie it up with something. If you think about it, if it was completely untrue, Drake should be instantly suing for defamation. Like that is an easy lawsuit, but he's not. So I don't know. But guys, I have a bit of a theory that might be a little insane, might be a little out there, but if it was true, it would be crazier than all this beef. And that is that Kendrick either knew that Drake would make a track called The Heart Part 6, or figured he probably would, and we all know what comes after the Heart songs. Kendrick drops an album. So, let's all put our tinfoil hats on, and just bear with me for a second, but wouldn't it be crazy if either Kendrick used Drake's Heart Part 6 effectively as the next installment in the Heart series and drops an album this month that exposes not only Drake but the industry? Or B, Kendrick doesn't like the disrespect of this Heart Part 6 existing, and the next song he drops is his own Heart Part 6, and then drops an album. Look, usually I would say this is so crazy, and it definitely won't happen, but the past week has been some of the craziest stuff I've ever seen in the music industry as a whole. So I don't know. I feel like there may be a chance that Kendrick has been holding on to some stuff that he might just, or he's recording it as we speak. Look, I know you can already head to the comments, go
Kendrick Laser. Oh my god, the glazing is crazy. Kendrick Laser.
Yeah, whatever. Over everything, I'm just a fan of Kendrick's music and the sound of it, whether or not he's calling Drake a PDF or not. So any reason that he's putting out more music, I'm happy. And that's about it. Let me know in the comments if you think the rap beef is actually over, or if Kendrick's gonna come back and do a little. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, feel free to leave a like, and if you really liked the video, hit the subscribe button. It really helps. Bye.